Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Prosser, and for this part of the bomb game, we're going to add a score. Now, there are lots of different ways you can keep score. I'm going to just keep score based on how long the game has been running. This isn't the greatest way to keep score, but it's a good starting point, and you can always change the way you keep score later next week or another day that you want to change this. So first, if we're going to keep score, we're going to need to create a new variable to store the score. So imagine you want a Tupperware that is going to store the number for whatever score is. So we're going to have to create a new variable, one that's for score. And I'm going to start the score at 0. You got to earn that score. But remember, var, you have to use the one that says var in front because that's the one that creates the score. Now, next, I'm going to go ahead and set this up so that score appears in the upper right-hand corner because it'll be easier to track it. So going down to the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing I did here. And actually, I'll just copy this and paste it. And I'm just going to change this to score. And I'm going to have it show the variable score. But this time I need to move the location. So this is kind of on the left side. To move something to the right, I'm adjusting the X value. So the far right is 400. Let me try like 350 and see if I like that. That's a little far to the left. So you can always adjust things. I like that a little bit more, especially depending on how large the score gets. I like that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And although, you know what, I think as this goes up, the score might get too large. I might have to have it a little bit more over. Okay, so now I have the score showing, but no score is actually happening. So the most easy way to have score going here is just to have the score increase every time the draw loop runs. So that like the score is just going to be increasing every time the draw loop runs. So you could have under, what was I gonna say? Under, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so basically we're gonna do kind of the same thing as lives here using the counter pattern, but instead of decreasing, we're gonna be increasing the score. So I'm gonna say, and I probably should have a comment here that says what this is. Okay, I'm going to increase the score here. So score, I'm going to have score equal score plus 1. And what's going to happen is each time this runs, it's going to increase 1 point to the score. Now, if I run this, you'll see the score is just going to go up really fast. There are some different options. You could make this a decimal, you could make it like 0.2 or 0.1, and then you're gonna see a decimal up here. But again, that is just one option. I would recommend, after you get this set up, you may end up wanting to change the score so it increases when a bomb reaches the ground but doesn't touch the character, or when or if you have coins or something fall. I mean, you could have the character collect, points that way. There's lots of different things you can do for score. But I will just point out this is kind of the basic way to start making the score. And from there, you can think, well, how else might you want to have points added? There is one other kind of cool thing. If you want it to keep track of seconds, if you don't want to use this counter pattern, under world, we haven't talked about this code yet, but under world, if you go down, there is a world, where is it? World.seconds. And what's interesting about that is it will actually just tell you the number of seconds that have gone on in the game. Now, the tricky part would be figuring out how to stop that because you can't stop this. So what you'd have to do later is figure out, okay, well, how do you have that score stop when the game ends? But that's for another day. So that's another way to do this. Anyway, with that, I hope that is helpful and gives you some ideas on creating a score. Thank you for watching.